What's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, come on, you know I don't watch that shit.
Why not? Too scared?
No, it's just what's the point? They're all the same. Some stupid killer stalking some big-breasted girl who can't act, who's always running up the stairs when she should be going out the front door. It's insulting.
Hello! This is episode 25.
I think that's right.
I think it's right too.
We did it. Hi, everybody.
Hello. Cheers, Ketrin.
Cheers.
Cheers. I have 47 drinks in front of me.
You guys.
Trying to...
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's actually 47 drinks. That was not hyperbole. She has 47 drinks in front of her. Why don't you name them off, Kim?
Look, guys, it's flu season. I'm trying to stay hydrated. I got a little mushroom coffee. I got a little, I don't know, vanilla something tea that Ketrin made for me. Mm-hmm. I got water and I got kombucha.
She is killing it on the hydration front.
Hydration.
We are Kim and Ket, stay alive. Maybe.
Hydration. What? I'm Kim Burns.
I'm Ketrin Porter.
For any new listeners, we are a horror movie comedy podcast.
We're going to tell you about your favorite horror movies and see which one of us will stay alive. It's always me.
It's never Ketrin. It's always me. Where's our bell?
Oh, honey. Honey, can you get our bell, please?
And spoiler alert, we tell the whole movie.
We tell the
So if that's not your thing,
movie.
We're not your thing.
Nope.
But welcome to anyone who it is their thing.
Yeah.
I forget what we said we were going to do.
Well, let's start with what we know. And that is that we have some amazing listeners that left us some reviews.
Oh, we want to start there?
I do.
Okay.
I want to get it over with. So Kim started this thing.
Very organically. I just started singing about someone who left us a review.
It was so organic.
And it's just become super popular. Everyone really loves it so much that we just keep doing it.
That I have been outnumbered.
And Ketrin is a huge fan. So
do we have some? Do we have some?
We do. Someone wrote that we're their new favorite podcast. Their name is Secret Baltimore Cuzbot.
Okay. Secret Baltimore. I just want to break this down. Secret Baltimore Cuzbot. I love it.
So
it's
where do we go with that?
Beep boop beep boop.
Secret
boop
Secret
boop
Baltimore
beep
Baltimore
boop beep
Baltimore
beep
Cuz
boop
Cuz
boop beep beep beep.
Ooh. Thank you, Secret Baltimore Cuzbot, for
That
your
last noise
review.
That last noise was me powering down.
I got it. I picked up what you were putting down. I got it. We have another exciting thing that we're going to do for people who leave us a review.
I'm so excited.
We just got some fucking merch, you guys.
Which I'm obsessed with.
You can find us at KKSAM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. And there are links to our merch, or go to our website, kimandketstayalive.com.
Mm-hmm.
All have links to the merch. We have lots of cool designs.
Yes.
And from now on, if you write us a review, not only will you get a song, which, let's face it, that's the best, but you will be entered into a drawing to get a free mug from us.
Yay! So for those of you that weren't writing a review because you were too shy to have your name sung so beautifully by Kim, now you have a new incentive, and that is a mug to drink your coffee or
and
tea.
Don't worry, to any of our wonderful listeners that already write reviews, we're going to add you into the drawing as well. So yeah, we're going to give a bunch away, and the next month or so, please give us 5 stars and write us a review. It would really fucking help us out, and win a mug.
Yay! Was that all of our business? Also, go look at our merch, for real. Don't just write a review for a mug. We have really cool stuff. We have pillows, we have t-shirts, tanks, hoodies. I'm into it. So update your spring wardrobe with some KKSAM accoutrement. I watched a movie.
You did.
I did.
Your movie that you watched was given to us. It was assigned.
Yes. Okay.
By
So
one fabulous, amazing human being.
Yes. So you guys were introduced to our amazing, talented friend Brian Sharp last episode because he was the one that salvaged Kim's underwater audio.
Yeah, sorry for that, guys. I was just really trying to go method, and it didn't work out so well.
No, it didn't. But luckily we have Brian, who is a warlock of some kind, and salvaged audio that was virtually not there to bring.
You should have heard it before he touched it.
Well, you just wouldn't have heard it.
Yeah, that's true. It was just Ketrin talking.
Me responding to ghosts.
It's just Ketrin being a crazy person.
It was very strange. But anyways, so we sent him a t-shirt as a thank you. And then also he was like, listen, these are the 2 movies I want you to do. But he didn't just say, these are the movies I want you to do. He said, I'm assigning the movies to each of you. So Brian assigned me a movie. And that movie is Annihilation, which was awesome for so many reasons that I can't wait to tell you about.
I'm very excited.
So, Annihilation. Do you know anything about it?
I know a little bit just from like Gina Rodriguez talking about it because I love her. And I know it's a lot of like women.
Yes. It's
strong women.
Yes.
And
I will get into that because I'm so excited about it. It also like passes the Bechdel test all over the motherfucking house. It's amazing. Yeah. It's so great. For those of you that don't know what the Bechdel test is, it is something that's really cool that I learned about. It was actually started by Alison Bechdel, who won the MacArthur Genius Award. Basically, they put movies through a test that if 2 women speak to each other about something other than a man and those 2 women have character names, then it passes the Bechdel test. Now, when you go and watch a movie, you will see that seems like a really easy standard to hit. Most movies don't.
Yeah.
So I was super excited because this is like just Bechdeling all over the place. And Natalie Portman is in it.
Yeah.
Who I didn't realize I missed her.
Yeah, I love her.
But I missed her. It was great. And Oscar Isaac. Well, let's do Alive or Dead. Sorry. Okay. So let's see. Natalie Portman. Nat.
Alive.
Oscar Isaac.
Alive.
Do you know who Oscar Isaac is?
I know that he was like in Star Wars, and there's
he's Poe
gif about him.
Yeah, he's
that
real hot.
Is cute or something. But I very little. That's all I kind of
treat yourself to some Oscar Isaac is all I'm gonna say. Gina Rodriguez.
Alive.
Ponytail.
I'm dead.
Tessa Thompson. She is. Did you watch Westworld?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know the really hot young woman that's like kind of going to take over for Anthony Hopkins?
Right. Yeah.
She's got like short dark hair.
Yeah.
That's Tessa Thompson. She's in this.
Got it.
Alive or Dead?
Alive.
Okay. Dr. Jen.
Dead.
And Dr. Jen is Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Oh,
who was in like Singles, and she was also in It's Not Crazy
Wasn't she in Single White Female?
No. Was she in Single White Female?
Is she? I could be wrong on that.
Yeah. Honey, is Jennifer Jason Leigh in Single White Female? Yes. She's not in Singles. She's only in Single.
Oh. Turns out I was right and you were wrong, Ketrin.
Oh, honey, don't you have somewhere to be?
Thank you, Eric.
So that's Alive or Dead. You can get a total of 28 points.
All right.
So
28.
We cut to Nat.
Excuse me. What the fuck just happened?
I don't know. We cut to Natalie Portman, otherwise referred to as Nat throughout the rest of this. She is in what appears to be like an observation cell. So she's in like sort of scrubby patient type of wear.
Okay.
And she's sitting in a chair with glass walls around her, and people are observing her. Ooh. And they are all in hazmat suits.
Oh, no. Never a good sign.
You never want to be surrounded by people in hazmat suits and be sans a hazmat suit yourself.
Never good.
It's never good. There is one person in the observation cell with her in a hazmat suit, and he is asking her a ton of questions. He seems equal parts suspicious and scared of her, but we don't know why. So he's asking questions like, what did you eat? You only had rations for this amount of time, but you were in there for much longer. How long do you think you were in there? And what happened to all the other people you were with? The answer to all of these questions from Nat is, I don't know. I don't know how we ate. I don't know how long we were in there. I don't know how I got out. I don't remember anything. I don't know what happened to the other 3 people I was with, or they're all dead. That I can't help you. I wish I could help you. And he's like, okay, what do you know? Let's start there. Then we cut to a meteor that is barreling towards the Earth, and it lands in a lighthouse. Like it barrels through a lighthouse and lodges itself in the ground sort of under the lighthouse. And it sort of had this, like, I would say the meteor was maybe the size of like 10 basketballs. So it's not like a meteor that killed the dinosaur, but it's also not like a pebble.
Okay.
It's like a good size.
Okay.
And it barrels into this lighthouse, and trailing behind it was this weird sort of like rainbowy oil slick type of look to it, but we don't know what it is. That's all we see. Now we cut to Nat in class. She's a professor, and she's teaching about how everything came from cells multiplying. And she tells her students that we're going to be watching cancer cells multiply over the semester. So she's a biologist. She's a professor. She seems fucking bummed, like just sad times.
Okay.
Again, we don't know why. This is clearly a flashback, though.
Right. Yes.
So she leaves the classroom, class is over, and she's stopped in the hall or whatever by a super handsome colleague. And he comes up and he's like, listen, my wife and I are having a barbecue. We would love to have you come over, like get out of the house. Natalie is like not having it. Like she's like, I have to wash my hair. Like I can't. And he's like, he's been gone for 12 months. Like you're not besmirching his memory by going to a barbecue.
No. Someone died.
Yeah. And she's like, I have to paint the bedroom. Bye. And leaves. So we're like, okay. Now we cut to Nat sitting in her house. She's alone and she's crying. And there are pictures of fine piece of ace Oscar Isaac.
Oh, he's dead. God damn it.
He's dead. And it's like a flashback to them playing, and like they're like lying in bed and he's like tickling her and stuff. And it was like so cute. And I was like, hey. And then we cut to her crying and painting a bedroom. Okay.
Oh, so she really was. I thought that was just an excuse. She really was painting the bedroom.
Yeah, she really was painting the bedroom.
That's usually my excuse. I'm just like, gotta paint the bedroom.
Gotta paint the bedroom.
Can't do it.
Kim's bedroom has 12 coats of paint over it. So she's painting the bedroom. And then we see that there's someone standing at the bottom of the stairs. And we're like, what? The person starts walking up the stairs and he comes into the doorway of where she's painting the bedroom. Nat turns around and it's Oscar.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, what? And she just like runs up to him and hugs him. And she just like can't believe that he's there. And he seems off. Like
Frankenstein. He's Frankenstein.
He seems a little Frankenstein. Yes. Like he just seems a little like off. We're now downstairs in the kitchen, and he's sitting at the kitchen table, just kind of comatose, non-responsive, just like kind of robotic. That's the word I was looking for. Nat is standing up against the counter, and she's just like, I need something from you. Like, no one knew about your unit. Like, I was calling people for 12 months. Like, no one knew about it. Was it covert? And he's like, I don't know, maybe. And she's like, how do you not know, like, what it was? Where were you? And he's like, I don't know. And she's like, well, how are you back? And he's like, I don't know. She's like, you vanished for 12 months and you can't tell me where you were. She's like, where did you fly in? Was there water? Was there desert? Was there anything? And he's like, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
And she's like, okay, well, how did you get home? And he says, I was outside. And she goes, the house? And he's like, no, I was outside the room.
What?
I saw you. I recognized you. Then he says, I don't feel very well. He takes a sip of water, puts the water down, and we see that a drop of blood is in the water.
Ooh.
And dispels into the water. Cut to an ambulance. Nat is in the ambulance with Oscar. He's having a full-blown grand mal seizure. And he's like spitting up blood and like shaking. And it's not looking good for Mr. Oscar.
No, he just got back.
He just got back. So Nat is in the ambulance with him. And all of a sudden we hear police cars zooming up behind them. And we're like, what the fuck are they doing? And the people in the ambulance are like, did you call a fucking like police escort? And she's like, no, what's going on? The cops run the ambulance off the road.
What?
And the doctors and EMTs are like, what the fuck? They pull Oscar out on his gurney out of the ambulance. They pull Nat like off of him, guns drawn at the other EMTs. And then bam, we wake up. Natalie is in a hospital room, like a very sterile looking hospital room, but it also looks like, it doesn't look like a hospital we would go to. It looks like a military base, observation room kind of thing. We have no idea what happened to the ambulance, no idea how she got there, no idea where Oscar is, but she wakes up in like red hospital scrubs and runs to the bathroom and vomits. Oof. Then a very serious blonde lady comes in.
Okay.
Her name is Dr. something, so it's Dr. Jen from this point forward because it's Jennifer Jason Leigh. And she's talking just like nothing gets to her or everything gets to her. It's unclear because she's just like, it's a hangover from the sedative. I'm a psychologist. You were in the military. Like just like this is just one of her day's work.
Okay.
And Natalie is just like, I want a lawyer. I want my husband. I want to know where I am. I want an answer to any one of the questions that I am having right now. And Dr. Jen is like, you were in the military and now you study regenerating cells. Yes. And Nat's like, yes. What? Why? And she's like, where's my husband? And she says, your husband's here. He's very ill, multiple organ failure.
Oof.
But she's like super blasé about it. Then Natalie gets an idea and she's like, it sounds like radiation poisoning. Let me see him. I can help him. Because radiation poisoning, I'm going to sound very scientific right now. I think it has to do with like making your cells like spontaneously regenerate and or kill them. So it's like similar to what it affects your cells in a way that she would be familiar with.
She understands.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we cut to her walking with Dr. Jen through like a big lab, military, scary facility type place.
Okay.
Like it's one of those places where it's like there are doctors and people walking around, but then there's also like people in military garb walking around. And she takes her out to like the balcony and they're looking out into like the wilderness. And there appears to be this barrier that looks like a shimmering oil slick that is like creating this like sort of, it almost looks like a force field.
Okay.
About 100 meters away from the base.
And we're outside? That's outside?
Yeah. It's like a balcony. Like they go outside of the building, but they're still like in the building. It's just like a balcony that they're looking at. And she's like, so this thing that you're looking at, this shimmering thing, we call it the shimmer. It started about 3 years ago. It started at a lighthouse.
Right.
It appeared and engulfed the lighthouse, and then it spread and spread and spread and spread. A ranger went in to investigate, never came out again. So we've tried to approach it in all different ways, like by land, by sea, by air. Nobody ever comes back out again. And she like shows her a map that it's like slowly encroaching and eating everything around it. But they can't get any information about what's on the other side of it because everyone that they send in doesn't come back out.
Okay.
Except for one person.
Oscar Isaacs.
Yeah.
Isaac?
Isaacs? How many Isaacs
I don't
is
know.
there?
I'm not sure.
So now we cut to Oscar. in the hospital. He's dying and he's quarantined. So nobody can get to him. Nat obviously can't get to him. We cut to a flashback now. As Nat is like watching him in the bed quarantined, we cut to a flashback of Oscar and Nat in bed. And they're talking about like just kind of pillow talk, but she's talking about the aging process of cells. And she starts saying like, you know, the aging process is actually a fault in our genes. There's some other type of cell that like just continues to regenerate. So like it doesn't ever die. The fact that like we age and die like is actually a fault in our genes.
Interesting.
And she says something about like, wouldn't you like it if I look like this forever? And it's just like super cute and kissy. And like he doesn't have a shirt on. And he's like just really cute. Anyway, what was I talking about?
I don't know.
So then she's like, so are you going to tell me like where you're heading for this mission? And she's like, the silence around this mission is weird. Like it sounds like they've both been in the military, which we learn later. Right. But it's like there's something about this mission before he leaves that she's like, I get that.
Feels different.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's like, I can't tell you anything. And he's like, but we'll be looking at the same stars. And she's like, that's the lamest fucking thing you've ever said to me.
I love it.
I love that Natalie Portman is like, you douchebag. And Kim's like, oh.
It's because like my 12-year-old boyfriend when I was 12 and I had to move away said that to me. And like I really like it. I loved it.
I bet you did.
There was something very similar to that.
12-year-old Kim really fell for that line.
And it made me, I really like would look up at them and be like, I mean, he said something cute. Like it was like, see that little like fuzzy group of stars right there? He's like, just remember whenever you see that, like that's like I see the same thing or something like that. I don't know. It was very cute.
That's pretty cute for a 12-year-old.
Yeah. He was the one that burnt a heart into my ankle.
Oh, right. Kim. You and I had different lives. You and I had very different lives. Who did I have a crush on when I was 12? I mean, the only thing I can say for sure, I don't remember who it was, but he definitely didn't like me back. Maybe Matt Bruns. He was like my summer crush for years.
This guy's name is Matt too.
Shut the fuck up.
And
was it Matt Bruns?
And he has your birthday.
October 9th?
Yeah.
This is very weird. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Matt Bruns, I liked him every summer for like 10 years, pretty much. But only in the summer, because that's when we were on the swim team. So maybe Matt Bruns. No, 12 was Jack DeVilliers. That was...
Great.
Fuck you.
You're just telling us names of people we don't know. It's not interesting.
I didn't have anyone to tell me to look at the stars. Okay, all I had was the names.
I had to move away, and that's all I had was the cute stars. Okay, and then
was I talking about something?
Stars.
What is this podcast about?
The stars.
Okay, so she's like, you're lame. That's something that you would use to pick up a 12-year-old girl after you burned a heart into her ankle.
Correct,
sir. And then they do it.
Yeah.
And I was like, sup? Anyway, back to the movie. So now we're back with Natalie in the military base hospital crew place. And Gina, she's like looking out at the shimmer and it's nighttime. Not nighttime.
Who's looking out into the shimmer?
Nat is looking out into the shimmer. She's like at this base because that's where Oscar is. So she's like,
did you say it? It sounded like you said Gina.
Because Gina then comes up to her, like approaches her. Gina Rodriguez.
Okay. Comes
up and approaches her and is like, hey, I'm Gina. And Nat's like, hi. And she's like, come meet my crew. You look confused, but you are just now seeing Gina. You are not. But you were like, anything.
Gina's looking out at the shimmer, and I was like, wait, who's looking out at the shimmer? And you said Nat, and I was like,
okay.
Now I'm confused.
Okay, Nat is looking out at the shimmer. Now a new friend comes up to her. Okay. Her name is Gina, and she says, "Come meet my crew." And she's like, "We've all been here for a while trying to figure this shit out." Gina has a really cool haircut in this. Have you seen it? You probably saw like prior to her filming it. Because it was like a really like sort of very different from her Jane the Virgin, where it's like half of her head is shaved. It looks really good on her. So she takes her over to like this little picnic table where there's other women. There's 3 other women. And we meet Ponytail, Tessa, and then Gina is there. And she's like, we're all heading into the shimmer.
Oof.
And what I thought was so fucking awesome was it was 4 women and 2 of them are women of color.
Yeah.
And up to this point, there is no reason that any of those characters couldn't have been a man. Like, there's nothing about those characters or the Shimmer that requires them to be a woman. They just were like, no, it's 4 women. And end of discussion. There is no discussion. This is awesome. Yeah. So that was like the first thing that I just was like so here for.
I mean, most things could be like that, though.
Exactly. But there's so many times where people are like, make it about them being a woman. Right, and it's like, you don't need to. You don't make it about characters being men. So like you can just have people. It's just people.
Yeah. I feel like the BBC is really good at that. Like
the BBC is awesome at that.
Like they just cast people.
Yeah. It's so fucking good.
No, it's just
that's
the world.
Why like I love their fucking British procedural stuff for that very reason. It's just the best.
I agree.
So she's like, we're all heading into the Shimmer. And she's like, they're hypothesizing about what may have happened to the other people. And Gina's like, either something killed everyone or they all went crazy and killed each other. So this is a bonus question, just because I'm curious what you would say. Which scenario is more terrifying to you? Oh. You're going into a Shimmer where something killed everyone or everyone went crazy and they killed each other?
Probably something killing us.
Really? I feel the opposite. Like, I picture you and I going into the Shimmer. I can't think of anything else scarier than the person I trust going crazy and being the thing that I now have to look out for. So now I'm alone.
I'm saying, but we're all going crazy. So if you go crazy, like, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if we all go crazy, then like, I'm probably okay.
So you're feeling like everybody is crazy and crazy people don't know they're crazy. Right. So somehow like that's preferable to you.
Exactly.
Interesting.
In like a weird way, it's less scary.
See, in my head, it was like I'm the only one not crazy and those around me went
doesn't
crazy.
Make sense.
Well, it's because I'm always the one who like keeps a cool, calm,
clear,
if everyone
goes
head.
In and everyone goes crazy, then...
Except for me. That's my superhero power.
Shut up, Ketrin! You're crazy too. You're the most crazy. We all know it.
I know. No, that's really interesting though, because that didn't even occur to me. To me, I was thinking about like the people that I'm with are now the people I have to fear. So I would like simultaneously be hunted and also now alone.
Yeah, if I was sane,
that would suck.
That's why I'm saying something killing me inside is more scary.
Yeah.
Because I'm still sane.
So,
but the going crazy is actually less scary.
Yeah, maybe going crazy is like super fun. Like maybe people are just like, because they don't know.
I mean, we're all a little crazy.
What is that from? I'm simultaneously attracted to you and scared of you at the same
time. I don't
know.
It is from something that I don't know what either.
But it was hot and scary.
Yeah, it must be someone.
Tell us who that is.
We're probably going to find out who it is and then be like, ooh, why was that hot?
Ooh, what does that say about us? We'll take it to therapy. Okay. So they're talking and they say, you know, one person did make it out, but you heard the state that he was in. There is a
dun, dun, dun.
Noted silence from Nat. Nat does not say, oh yeah, that was my husband. Mm-hmm. She just says nothing. So I was like, that's interesting. Like, was she told not to say that it was like, it was a very interesting dynamic.
Okay. Also, she don't know these bitches.
Right. I mean,
I don't know you people.
But I tell everybody everything that's ever happened to me
about you
upon meeting them. So.
Especially about Jack and Matt.
DeVilliers and Bruns. Yes.
Jack
I just like to
Matt. And just about them and their names.
I had another crush on
someone. Stop talking, please.
His name was Matt Roman. So now we cut to Nat talking to Oscar. It's another flashback. But it was a really sweet scene because they weren't really talking about anything. She was just remembering them as a couple.
Okay.
So then we cut to Natalie talking to Dr. Jen in Dr. Jen's office. And Dr. Jen says, so why didn't you tell the girls about your connection?
How do you know, Dr. Jen? What, are you stalking us? How do you know?
What? I guess so. Oh, yeah. She's
creep.
Omnipresent. So Natalie just says, it'll complicate things. And she says, why are you going in? Like,
so Natalie's going in.
Not yet. We don't know that she's going in yet, but she's there at the facility.
So who's asked? What's that question you just said to me?
Natalie is asking why Dr. Jen is going in because we've just
I thought
found
Dr.
out.
Jen was asking Natalie.
Yeah, no, we've just found out that Dr. Jen is also going in. And so
Okay.
Natalie says, I didn't tell them about my connection because it'll complicate things. Why are you going into the
Okay.
Shimmer? And Dr. Jen says, I pick the teams. I send people in. You can only do that for so long. I have to go in myself.
Yeah.
So basically we get the sense that like she feels like she's basically sent countless people to their death.
Yeah.
And she can't do that forever without actually doing it herself.
Right.
But we also have a sense of something else underneath. We don't know what it is yet. There's something about what she's saying that she's not telling Nat. So now we cut back to Nat being questioned in that observation chamber that we were in the very, very beginning. So it's
Okay.
like present
With the
day.
hazmat suits.
Yes, with the hazmat
Okay.
suits. And the guy questioning her, hazmat, says, why did you go in? So now we know that she does go in, but we
Right.
don't know what the circumstances leading up to it are. And she says, I owed him, so I went in. That's all she says. So now we're with Nat and the lady squad, and they're about to enter the Shimmer. Dr. Jen is somber as fuck. Like, the other girls, you can tell are like kind of jazzed, like you would be going on a mission, whereas Dr. Jen just seems fucking somber. And they enter the Shimmer.
So the people entering the Shimmer are 4 people,
It's-
not including that at this point.
4 people, not including Nat. So
Okay.
it's Dr. Jen, Ponytail, Gina,
And
Tessa,
Got it.
and then Nat.
Not Nat.
No, Nat is going in as well. Remember,
Okay.
we know that Nat is going in, but we don't know what led up to it.
Okay. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. So we know that she went in because Hazmat said, why did you go in?
Yes. I know she eventually goes in. I didn't know she was going in right this moment.
Yeah, she's going
because
in.
you just said they're going in.
Yes, she's
Trying
going
to
in.
stay on top of who they all are.
Yeah, she's going in right this moment. So it's a total of 5 women walking into the Shimmer.
That's what I just asked.
I will fucking murder you.
Can't murder me because then you won't have a podcast host, friend.
That's true. No, I'll just
Co-host.
do it with your ghost. My
That's-
ghost host.
My God.
My ghost host. That's too cute to not do it.
I have to agree with that. Copyright.
I'm murdering Kim tonight. Okay. So now they've walked into the Shimmer, but bam, we suddenly cut to Nat boning someone
Well.
in her bedroom.
Well.
But it's not Oscar.
Okay.
She wakes up real quick in the tent alone.
In
So we
the
were
tent.
like, yeah, it's fine that you don't know that she's in a tent because we didn't either.
Okay.
She wakes up in a tent from a nightmare that
Okay.
was her boning someone, not Oscar.
Okay.
She comes out of the tent and she's in this like sort of beautiful, like jungle-esque type of tropical setting.
Okay.
Which is weird because the environment around the Shimmer is not tropical.
Okay.
But inside the Shimmer, it's like a fucking tropical rainforest.
Okay.
And she's walking around and she appears to be alone. She doesn't know where anybody else is. She doesn't see any other tents set up. Then she hears Tessa and Gina going through their food rations. So she walks kind of around a bush and sees them and they're like, oh, you're up. And she's like, what is going on? And she's like, do any of you remember setting up camp? And Tessa and Gina are like, nope, none of us remember. But according to our food rations, we've been here about 5 days.
Whoa.
And
Creepy.
nobody knows how, why, what they were doing in 5 days. They have no recollection of anything. All they know is they're down 5 days of food rations. Their transmission doesn't work, meaning like their radio transmission, any communication that they have, and their compass doesn't work. So they're like, no idea where we are, no idea how far we walked, no concept of anything. But they get the idea that like, okay, we know that there's something that they can look up at the sky in that I can't remember that tells them that south towards the ocean is this way. I think it's Ponytail that's like, come on, you guys remember this. And like they look up at something and they're like, so south is that way.
Okay.
And they remember that the shimmer, the perimeter of the shimmer stops at the ocean.
Okay.
So they're like, if we head towards the ocean, south, we know we'll hit a perimeter.
Right.
Then we'll walk along the shoreline to the other end of the perimeter.
Just keep following the perimeter, basically.
Exactly. Yeah. And so Dr. Jen is like, okay, let's pack up and go. And she's just like all business. So they're walking through marsh. And again, it's like the environment that they're walking through. This was something I noticed. It's like part marsh, part rainforest, part coniferous forest. Like just it all looks we can't tell what part of the world we're in.
Yeah.
Coniferous, by the way, how impressed are you with that word?
Don't even know exactly what it is. I just let it fly by.
It's like where pine trees might grow.
Oh, that was my informed guest.
Oh, nice. Guest.
And also guest.
Our ghost guest. So now they're walking through like a marshier type of environment, sort of like the bayou is kind of what it reminds me of.
Okay.
And there's some like kind of houseboats that you would picture being along the bayou, where it's like, are these houses floating? I'm unclear. Like it looks like these houses are just standing in water, those kind of houses.
Okay.
But they're all abandoned. It looks like people haven't been there for like multiple decades with how overgrown it is. And then Natalie also notices that there are these beautiful, like breathtaking flowers that almost look like flower arrangements, to the point where Tessa says someone's getting married. Like it's these vines of beautiful flowers that are like growing and wrapping around railings and fences and things like that. And Nat is like, this is not an arrangement. Like these are all growing together. This is not possible. And she's like looking at these flowers and she's like, it appears to be like a continuous mutation. And she's just like astounded because she's like, these are different species of plants and they're all growing together. So like the other girls are kind of like, like they're not biologists, but Natalie is like, clearly this is weirdzy pants. So they walk up to this one house, and the house I'll need to describe to you is like partially sunken into the water. Okay. So if you walk in the front door of this house, it's on a slant. And, you know, half of the house you can walk on kind of like a slanted stage. And then the other half is submerged in water. Okay. And so Nat is looking at these plants, and Tessa comes out of the abandoned boathouse just a little bit shy of the threshold of the door and says to the other girls, it's long abandoned, maybe even before something pulls her back in, but something huge. It lifts her up off her feet and just, it almost is like she was sucked back into the house. And we're like, what the fuck? And so the girls are like screaming. They go into the house and they see Tessa like thrashing in the water. And she's like, it has my bag. It has my bag. And so Nat dives into the water. Some of the other girls dive into the water, and they're trying to like get her bag off of her so that whatever has it
can just take it and she can get off.
Yeah. So they get her bag off. They pull her out. They run from out of the house. They look back, and a giant fucking humongous dinosaur crocodile comes out after them.
Oh no.
And it's like huge, and it looks ill or mutated because it's like kind of like an albino kind of crusty bloody white. Ew. Like it just looks not well and huge, and I didn't want to be around it.
No.
And so they're like, fuck. And it starts like coming after them again. And one of them, I can't remember which one. Oh no, Nat picks up her rifle, shotgun, one that fires a lot of rounds, rifle probably, and fires like 30 gajillion trillion bullets into its fucking head before it even slows down.
Oy.
And she just keeps shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting for what seems like 47 minutes until it finally dies very slowly and on its own time. Like, this crocodile was definitely like, I will die in my own time, bitch. But it's finally dead. Now we cut to them looking inside of the crocodile's mouth. So we're like, the camera's inside the mouth of the crocodile and we're looking at their faces. Okay. And it's definitely dead. Gina's like holding up the snout so that Nat can look inside. And she's like, it's mutated like the flowers.
Ooh.
Like, there are things present in its biology that shouldn't be there. For instance, concentric teeth, like a shark. Like, do you know what concentric teeth are?
Multiple
rows
layers.
Of teeth. Yeah. So like, whereas we have teeth, like 2 sets of teeth that push up out our baby teeth, our milk teeth.
Milk teeth.
Why is it so gross? Crocodiles have like they're almost in like a circular fashion, and they kind of like rotate forward, sort of thing. Yeah. And so she's like, someone's like, concentric teeth like a shark, and Nat's like, that's not possible. You can't crossbreed species. So, first question. You are now up to this point. You have lost 5 days.
Okay.
You know which way is south. So presumably you know which way is north based on that. You were almost eaten by a crocodile.
Right.
Lord knows what else is in there. What do you do? And what does Nat do?
Okay. I'm going to start keeping a journal.
Ooh, okay.
As to what happens every fucking day.
All right.
Just in case I wake up again tomorrow and don't remember anything all over again. And I can be like, oh, here's what's happened so far.
Love this. What does Nat do?
The fact that they haven't done that yet is despicable.
Despicable.
So
that's fucking genius, Burns.
I don't know why they wouldn't just stick with their plan of going south to the beach and keep following along the perimeter. I mean, I'd probably keep doing that too. It's just like, I'm going to start tracking everything.
Okay. I'm going to give you 1.5. So, oh, no. I'm sorry. You get 2. You get 2 full ones.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I was judging Natalie's decision to do that, but I realized, oh no, like, that's the correct answer though. That's what she did.
Yeah,
I can't give Natalie a 0.5 point. So I'm giving you a full point because that's awesome. Because at this point in the movie, here was my dilemma. I understand that they're like, the only landmark we can get to is the shoreline and the perimeter, but that's so much deeper in and farther away. And it's clear that like, we don't have the resources to contend with whatever is in there because we can't even guess what's in there, kind of thing. So I was like, this is the point where I would take as many samples as I possibly could and go the opposite direction of the shore to try to get back to where I was. But that,
like, you're trying to leave
because like, I just feel like,
isn't the whole point to explore?
Yes. But I think when everybody has died and you too almost died, I would want to get back to go like, this is what we found out. These are the samples we're bringing back. Try to be the ones that get out so that we can bring more people in to defend ourselves against whatever the fuck is out there.
Okay.
But I love your idea of journaling stuff because it's like if you're journaling every single day, then you'll either be able to read what you previously did or you'll see that you have no journal entries for those 5 days and you'll go, okay, well, that's even weirder. Yeah. So awesome. Yes. So you get 2 points for that. So now we cut to questioning with the hazmats. And she's explaining, she's like, the mutations got more intense the further we went in. And she describes them as like duplicates of form or echoes. And at one point she looks down at her forearm and she's got what appears to be like a figure 8 tattoo or like an infinity tattoo. I can't really tell. She just kind of looks at it and then keeps talking. And Hazmat is like, were you hallucinating? And she's like, no, because we all shared the hallucination.
Right, yeah.
We were all seeing the same thing. And she was also like, and it wasn't always nightmarish. Like sometimes it was really beautiful. And now we're back inside the story that Nat is telling. And she's in a boat on the bayou with Ponytail. And Nat looks down at her forearm. There's no figure 8 or infinity symbol there, but there's a bruise forming. And she says, oh, I must have gotten this bruise from the gator. And that's all she says. Oh, so I guess it was a gator, not a crocodile. There's a difference, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And Ponytail says, where'd you learn to shoot? And this is where we learn that Natalie was in the Army for 7 years. And that's where she met Oscar.
Okay.
And she's like, why are you here? She says KIA husband, which means killed in action, which we know he was not killed in action. So she's now actively lying to these women. I'm still not totally clear why she feels the need to like actively pretend that her husband doesn't exist, but I guess we'll get there. Ponytail says, we're all damaged goods.
Oh.
And she says, Gina is sober. Tessa is a cutter.
Oh.
The doctor has no friends, no family. No one knows anything about her.
Right.
And I, Ponytail, lost my daughter to cancer.
Oh.
Yeah. And she's like, so we have nothing to go back to.
Interesting.
Which is why they probably volunteered / were recruited to, you know, they kind of have
It's like
a death
they want
wish.
people that are like willing to go in and die,
Yeah,
basically.
pretty much. So they are...
So that's why they accepted women. I see now. Now
Right.
it makes sense.
Right, because, you know, all women are damaged goods.
Right.
So they're heading. They come across a giant structure that was previously fenced off and said, like, no trespassing. Obviously, it's abandoned. As we get closer, we see that it's like a headquarters of some kind, like a mess hall, a military base sort of looking thing, but it's abandoned. So they're heading into the abandoned headquarters. All over the walls, I'm going to try and describe this to you, is moss-like growths that also resemble tumors and also resemble veins or roots, and they are rainbow colored. So they look like mutations of itself. Nothing looks like it should be growing together, but it all is one thing, and it's all over the walls. And so they go inside the abandoned mess hall, and they're looking around, and Natalie notices that there's a board up on the wall, and it has names on it with times, like, you know, 1,200 hours, 2,100 hours, whatever, underneath the names. Next to it is a map. She sees her husband's name on there. Doesn't say anything. She also sees that some of the other names are crossed out. There's a line through them. And the other girls are like, why do you think those names are crossed out? And they're like, let's not jump to conclusions. Like, let's not do that. But Natalie realizes it looks like they had set up shifts to guard this place.
Okay.
If they did that, we should do that too. So they're like, okay. So Dr. Jen then finds on a table, they're kind of like looking around, a plastic baggie with a note in it. And this I thought was so interesting. Whoever left this there left it inside of a plastic Ziploc bag, and it totally freaked me out because they clearly did that because plastic doesn't biodegrade.
Oh my God.
So like
crazy.
Probably putting, like, knowing that there was like it was going to be a long time possibly before people found it. They were like, we'll just put it in this Ziploc bag.
We're ruining the earth.
We're ruining the earth. Everything is plastic. So the note in it says, for those that follow. So Gina is like, guess that's us. Like, she's kind of the sarcastic, like, badass bitch. I liked her a lot. A memory card falls out. On the table is a camera, like an old camcorder. So they put the memory card in and they start watching the video. On the video is 4 men inside somewhere holding one man sort of down, like holding his arms back. And the man that they're holding back is like clearly in pain, very sick. And they're sort of somewhere where there's like a little bit of pooled water and like a tile floor, but that's kind of like all we can see. Like enough water that if you needed to rinse your hands off, you could just kind of put your hands in to rinse your hands off, sort of thing. But they're clearly inside, and there's 2 men holding a very sick man. Then the 4th man turns to the camera. It's Oscar. And he's talking to the camera, clearly trying to document what's happening. And he says,
on.
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. And he says to the guy that is being held down, he's like, all right, I'm going to do it, man. Just breathe. And he takes his knife and starts cutting open the dude's abdomen. Like as if he's cutting a little window into a wall.
Oof.
And he pulls it away and holds the camera on it. There are no organs inside.
What?
There is just a giant, writhing snake worm intestine creature.
Oh, God.
That's just like moving inside of his body. And Oscar is just like, what the fuck is this? Like at the camera. And Gina at this point like shuts the camera off. And she's like, nope. I reject that. Nope. And she's like, so clearly the last group went insane. And they're like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, that was a trick of the light. And they're like, it wasn't a trick of the light. Like the camera was pointing directly at it. And she's like, nope, they're insane. And just cannot be convinced otherwise. Dr. Jen is clearly distressed at this. So she kind of walks off amidst the fighting. They follow after her. They come to a giant abandoned pool. And at the deep end, there's just a little bit of water. And growing up the wall, again, I'm going to try and describe this to you. It appears to be in the shape of a throne or someone sitting on a throne that has grown into the wall. And it is some sort of moss growth body tumor throne. Because it's like there is like sort of what looks like a skeletal remain of somebody, but then also like moss and roots growing up that has like a jawbone growing out of it. And it's like all up the wall and different shapes of different things. And again, it just looks like moss tumor town, death plant.
Okay.
And it's very gross, yet somehow beautiful.
Okay.
In a weird way. And so they see a knife that's in sort of the little bit of pooled water, and it's the same knife that Oscar used. So they realized this is where that scene that they just watched happen.
Yeah.
And the body-like structure that they're seeing is the man that he cut open.
Right. Okay.
But now he's somehow part of the wall moss tumor.
Okay.
And they're like, fuck.
The fuck?
I mean, just fuck all of this, basically. So Nat starts taking samples of the tumor moss throne.
Okay.
And Dr. Jen says, it's too late in the day to move on, so we have to stay in Terror Tumor Town mess hall. Now we cut to a dream or flashback. Oscar brings her juice in bed, brings Natalie juice in bed. And he says, I've got to leave a day early, like now. And she's like, you have to leave right now? And he just looks at her, touches her face, and he says, I do love you, Lena. And she goes to kiss him, and he turns his face away and leaves without kissing her. Mm-hmm. And that's all we see. And we're like, what? Then Natalie wakes up in her tent. She can't sleep, so she starts studying some of the samples that she took in her microscope. And we're watching these cells like split abnormally. I don't know a ton about like what cells are supposed to look like when they split, but I don't think they're supposed to like also have tentacles when they do it. So
Probably not.
I think that this is not good. I think Natalie's not crazy about the tentacle cells splitting.
For sure.
So then Ponytail wakes up and she's like, you need to get some rest. Like, we're all freaked out. Now, do you go back to sleep? And does Natalie go back to sleep?
I'm going to say it's like night time, like middle of the night.
Nighttime, yeah.
I'm going to say that we both go back to sleep. Because there isn't something I can actually do right now. And I do need to have my rest if I'm going to get through this nightmare.
0 points.
Fuck you.
Sorry. So she says, I can't sleep. She decides to go relieve Dr. Jen early. Because remember, they're taking turns.
Okay.
So she kind of goes up to, it's kind of like an observation tower where you could see a lot of stuff. And like with night vision goggles is how they're making sure that they're able to like watch the perimeter and the guard is armed. So she goes up there and Dr. Jen says, you know, after seeing that footage, it was a really good idea that you didn't tell them about your connection to Oscar. Because she's like, we don't know what was going on, but it does look like your husband like murdered someone and seppuku'd them while they were alive. Right. So good on ya for not saying that you were married to him. And Nat says to Dr. Jen, why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission? Because that's what this is.
Completely.
And she's like, you must have analyzed him. You're a psychologist that works for whatever this is. And she says, we're all damaged, which I've ascertained. So why did he volunteer? And Dr. Jen says, you're confusing suicide with self-destruction. She's like, we all self-destruct in some way. We drink, we smoke, we ruin our marriages. You'd know better than any of us about that. And Natalie's like, what the fuck do you mean, bitch? And she's like, I meant that you're a biologist. Self-destruction is in our genes. And she's like, oh, right. She's like, yeah, we all, we age. Genes.
That's what we're talking about.
I didn't have an affair. Who's an affair? Then all of a sudden we hear a loud crash off screen. They look, Natalie draws her gun. It's night time, so it's like really hard to fucking see anything, but the two people up at the tower have night vision goggles. And Natalie's like, something came through the fence. The other girls are in the tent in the field. Dr. Jen and Nat are in the watchtower when all of a sudden a giant bear beast, Tyrannosaurus Rex, fucking grabs Ponytail and eats her. Do you remember that scene in Jurassic Park where the lawyer is on the toilet?
And like his legs are hanging out the mouth,
but like
basically.
The T-Rex just like engulfs him. Yeah. That's what this looked like. That's what this fucking bear beast skull dinosaur did.
Oh, shit.
And we're like, shit. So the girls can't see anything except for Nat and Jen up in the observation tower. So they're all screaming. Nat and Jen come down. The girls go running after the screaming and they go as far as the hole in the fence, yelling after Ponytail. What do you go after her?
Through the fence? Mm-hmm. She seems like the type to go after her.
Nat? Okay.
Yeah.
And how about you?
She was inside of the mouth of this thing and I saw it.
Yeah.
I think I gotta let it go.
Yes. So Natalie also lets it go.
Okay.
Because it's night time. That's her only reason. She's not being like, all right, well, peace, bitch. Like, she's just like, what am I going to do? Like, I can't find you. So.
But she has night vision goggles.
She has night vision goggles, but like, she's still no match for like a giant dinosaur bear skull. And she would probably do a little bit better in the daytime.
Right.
Especially if this is a nocturnal animal and you might be able to catch it unawares during the daytime.
Right.
So
I did think this was a story about 4 women, so this must be why.
Yeah.
Because one got eaten early.
Yeah.
Early on.
Pretty early on. Yeah. So we cut to the next day. Gina and Tessa are like, I want to get out of here. Mm-hmm. I want to go back. And Dr. Jen is like, I'm going to the lighthouse. You guys can come or not. Do you go with Dr. Jen? And does Nat go with Dr. Jen or does she go with Gina and Tessa?
I think Nat goes with Dr. Jen.
Okay. And how about you?
You know, it wasn't until you... Okay. You made a good point when you were like, oh, we can go back, bring what we have, and reconvene.
Yeah.
Do we know how to... When we say, quote unquote, go back...
I mean,
do we know how to get back through?
Not really. The only thing that I was thinking was that the map shows us where the perimeter is, like it shows us where the shimmer is, and they clearly were able to look at something to know that walking this way was going south towards the ocean.
Right.
So in my mind, that means you could go the opposite direction and know you're going north.
Yeah.
So
but north is where the facility is, like where we came from.
I don't know that north is where the facility is, but if you know where north and south is, then you know where east and west is, and you know where the facility is in relation to
I know where I know where the
shoreline.
facility is what I'm asking.
I don't know that they do. I'm thinking to myself that wouldn't you be able to figure out where the facility was if you know where the shoreline is? They don't say that though.
Okay. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, especially if I was in the military before, it's like I got to do my mission. That's what I came here for.
Yeah. So you think Nat goes with Dr. Jen?
Yeah. You know what? I guess I'll try yours and try to get back to the thing and bring them our information we have so far.
Okay. So Nat goes with Dr. Jen. I agree with you. I feel like trying to go back the other way, even though... So Nat's point is this. Nat says to Gina and Tessa, she convinces them to go with Dr. Jen. But what she says is, I agree that we should get out. But it took us 6 days to get here. And it's 2 to the coast where we follow the perimeter. And Tessa's like, we get out by going deeper in? So that was how she convinced them to go. It's 6 days back, 2 days forward. Right. I'm still not convinced because to me, it's like, you know the terrain if you go back, though. You don't know what's up ahead of you.
You don't know what's ahead, yeah. What kind of sea monster is going to come out of there?
Right? Some fucking
sea dinosaurs.
Sea dinosaurs. Sea dinosaur bears. So now we're back in with Mr. Hazmat in the questioning. And he says, so you lied to them. You didn't know it was going to be safer to go that direction. And she's like, I didn't know either way. And Dr. Jen had made the decision. I didn't make the decision. I guess her mind was sort of like, we need to stay together. And Dr. Hazmat says, but you knew she had cancer. You knew she was sick.
Dr. Jen is sick? Oh.
And Natalie says, I guessed. And yeah. And she's like, and yeah, I wanted to continue.
Yeah, so Dr. Jen's going to die no matter what, so she's fucking going for it.
Yeah, and we also learned that, like, her great argument for it's 6 days back and 2 days forward was kind of bullshit in that Nat just wanted to go regardless and wanted to figure out what the fuck this thing was. And she also knew that, like, Dr. Jen didn't care about living. So she led these 2 women who clearly have more of a sense of wanting to stay alive than Dr. Jen does, and she took them anyway.
Right.
So we cut to the women walking through gorgeous tumor moss mutation flower jungle. Truly beautiful. And we come across a piece of ponytail.
Oh, no.
Bloody clothing, body part of some kind.
Oof.
And Natalie says she could still be alive. And Dr. Jen is like, doubtful. But okay, go ahead. So do you go and do you bring someone? Does Natalie go and does she bring someone?
What pieces have we seen?
Only this. It's just like a bloody mass of fabric or flesh. We don't get like a good look at it. We just see that it's part of their friend.
And when you say go where?
To sort of follow into where it looks like the trail led.
I mean, if I'm picturing Jurassic Park toilet guy.
Yep. Jurassic Park toilet guy.
She's gone.
Right.
She is not alive.
Okay.
I think we need to go on. Okay. Sorry, ponytail. Oh, it's God, okay. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
We need to go on.
So you don't go.
I'm going to say Nat does go. And does she bring someone? Does I have to answer that too? Which is basically saying, can she convince someone to go with her?
Yeah.
I mean, would she go alone? Okay, I bet she gets at least one person to go with her. Yes, girl.
So you got
triple ding.
triple ding. So you got 3 out of 4. I don't think you should go. Now, Natalie does go, and it doesn't end up killing her. But all of the information you have that this girl got Jurassic toilet parked, like, does not make me want to, like, go investigate when I see a trail of blood.
No.
Maybe that makes me an asshole, but I'm just like, I don't know that I'm a match
She
for
did.
Yeah.
So what did I miss
and I
then?
certainly wouldn't go alone. Natalie goes alone.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, Natalie, I mean, just get Dr. Jen to come with you. She doesn't give a shit. She wants to die anyway. But I think Dr. Jen is like, why? Why would
Dr.
I go?
Jen's like, pointless.
Yeah.
Doubtful.
So she
Moving on.
so she is walking through, like, following the trail, and she comes upon, I want you to see a picture of these, because these were really pretty. They were like albino deer things, like little mini albino deers, but instead of antlers, they had cherry blossom branches.
Interesting.
Isn't that so pretty?
I don't know.
And then they just, like, pranced away. It was really pretty. Because remember, she said, she was like, it wasn't all fucking
horrible, yeah.
tumor horror. Like, it was like some beautiful fucking shit, like these fucking albino cherry blossom deer. And so she walks a little further in, and she comes upon Pony's mutilated body. Okay. She dead.
Yeah.
She's real dead.
Confirmed.
Go
back.
Could have told you that.
Yes.
So she literally comes back, and the girls are like, did you find her? And Nat's just like, she's dead. Let's go. So it was like,
Correct.
it was like kind of a weird scene, because it was like, yeah, we all know she's dead. Like, she's dead as fuck.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Interesting.
She probably got some fucking blood samples, I'm sure. You know, because she's all sciencey.
Right.
So they come upon, now they keep walking, and they come upon some abandoned homes. And these look like homes, like with a playground outside, a little neighborhood, like small little suburbia village type of thing.
Okay.
They decide to camp there. There's an abandoned playground. It feels very Chernobyl-y. Like, very abandoned very quickly.
Right.
And creepy, where it's like, I don't know if you've seen pictures of Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Where, like, that playground where it's just like, and we're gone. And you almost feel like the swing is, like, still swinging from someone having just fucking left. And then we look around and we see that there are plants that are all grown into the shape of humans. And they're, like, holding, like holding hands with each other. Like,
God.
It looks like human topiaries, but clearly not, because this has been abandoned forever.
What's a topiary?
Topiaries, like in The Shining, where you carve bushes into shapes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are topiaries. So it looks like human topiaries. But Natalie is, like, looking at them, and she, like, pulls a leaf off, and she's like, they've grown this way. Like, people didn't cut them, they grew this way. And Tessa says, I figured it out. The shimmer is a prism. It's not blocking light or radio waves. It's refracting them. It's why that there's static on our radios. There's something there, but it's garbled. It's refracting light. And it makes sense, because you've seen it this whole time. It's very rainbowy.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can make rainbows with a prism. And she's like, it's refracting everything. Like, our DNA, everything.
Interesting.
And she's like, if you sequenced the DNA of that leaf that you just took off that body plant, you'd find, and Natalie completes her sentence, the Hox gene. And Gina is like, what's the Hox gene? And she's like, it's the gene that, like, gives us the shape of a body. Like, says your head is up top, your arms are here. Like, that's the Hox gene. And she's like, it's refracting us. So now the squad goes into the abandoned house, and it's nighttime. Not nighttime, like, it's the sun is going down. And they camp in the living room. We then see Gina look at her hand, and it appears like her skin or hand is moving, but, like, almost like water, like an oil slick. And we're like, is her skin moving? Nat catches her looking at it. They both stare at each other, and Gina, like, turns away real fast, like, doesn't want her to see what she saw. Now it's night time, and Nat is up, and she pricks her arm where the tattoo bruise is, or will be later. And she looks at the blood under the scope, and it is like tentacle multiplying.
Oh, no.
Not good. Here's the thing. If you look at your blood and your blood has tentacles, that's bad.
Not good.
So now we cut to a flashback of Oscar sitting at the kitchen table, and the camera goes upstairs to their bedroom, and it's Natalie boning someone else. It's the handsome colleague. We cut to Nat telling handsome colleague this was a mistake. And he's like, why? He's like, you spend more time away than with your husband. You can't talk about work, and he won't share anything about his. And there's a clear connection between us. And she's like, what about your wife? And he's like, I love my wife. She's blameless in this. And I'm like, of course she's blameless, bitch. Yeah. What the fuck? I don't think Natalie is suggesting that your wife is to blame for you cheating on her, you fucking piece of shit.
Okay.
So she's like, he's like, so what's really going on? Do you think that he's gone, or do you think he found out about the affair? And Nat's like, I think he found out about the affair. Now get dressed and get out. So now we look back on that scene where he like leaves and he's like, I do love you.
Right.
He found out that was his suicide mission.
Right.
And we're like, fuck, Nat, god damn it. Oscar Isaac is too hot for you to be playing around like this. That is, so now we cut back to camp where they're camping in the houses, you know? And Nat wakes up and Gina is standing over her with a gun drawn.
Oh, shit.
And says, you lying bitch.
Oh, shit.
And Natalie's like, what's going on? And she's like, you don't get to ask the questions. You answer them.
Oh,
and
shit.
She hits her in the head with the butt of her gun.
Whoa.
Smash cut to Natalie saying goodbye to Oscar again as he leaves. That scene we were just talking about. Where she's like, he knew about the affair.
Yeah.
His suicide mission was this. She then wakes up. So Gina knocked her out. She wakes up. She's tied and gagged with Dr. Jen and Tessa to chairs. Gina seems perturbed, to say the least. And she's holding up Nat's locket. And it has a picture of Oscar in it.
Right.
And she's like, why the fuck didn't you tell us why the fuck you were here? Because your husband looks like a fucking murderer, and now you're here hiding the fact. Like, what did you're a liar.
Yeah, like, why are you hiding this?
And she says, also, I didn't see a bear. You guys had the night vision goggles on. I didn't see shit. You told me that it was some fucking bear that ate Ponytail, and you told me that she was dead, but I didn't see either of these things, and we now know that you're a fucking liar.
Oh, shit.
And she's like, so what the fuck is going on? And then she starts to get really freaked out. And she's like, when I look at my hands and my fingerprints, I can see them moving. If I let you go and cut me open, are my insides going to move like my fingerprints?
Oh, no.
And then she says, but I'm not the one tied to a chair. You are. And she pulls out a knife.
Oh, shit.
Then all of a sudden we hear Ponytail's voice in the distance.
Oh, shit!
Help me! Screaming. It sounds like she's being currently attacked. And
what the fuck?
Gina runs out and she's like, Ponytail? Goes out to find her. Then the screaming stops and the girls hear a bear growling. Silence. They're still tied to the fucking chairs. Gina has just been silenced. We don't know what happened. Then the most terrifying monster I've ever seen comes into the room. It is a bear walking on all fours. But it is not the face of a bear. It is the skull of a bear, as if all of the skin is removed from it. But then also there's part of a human skull and eye kind of growing out the side of it. But the scariest part is when it opens its mouth to growl, it's the sound of Ponytail dying.
No.
So it's like this echoey death scream as the bear opens its mouth to growl.
God.
And I was like, nope.
Oh my God, I know. I'm so uncomfortable. I don't like it.
I'm so upset. So the bear skull monster gets right in Tessa's face.
Okay.
And it felt very Jurassic Park-y again because Nat says, Don't move. And I was like, yeah, we've learned this. Don't move. That motherfucking T-Rex bear skull is going to eat your face. And so then Gina comes around the corner, injured and shooting.
Fuck yes, bitch, girl, go.
Injured and shooting. And so the bear skull attacks her because remember the crocodile, it took approximately 30 bagullion. Yeah. The bear gets to her first, knocks her down the stairs, and then rips the bottom half of her face off.
Oh, God.
She's dead at the bottom of the stairs. But, like, literally,
Gina.
like, ripped the bottom half off so that, like, her tongue just, like, flopped out. It was blarf. Real blarf.
My girl Gina, though. I love her.
I know. She's dead. She had a really good death, though. She had a really hardcore horror movie death. It was great. So now the girls are trying to wriggle out of the ropes because their chairs have been kind of like knocked over and they're trying to wriggle out. Tessa is the one who gets out first as the bear comes back up the stairs and lunges toward Natalie. And I'm like, they gonna kill Natalie? Is she dead now? What the fuck? How you gonna get away from this bear skull, bitch? But Tessa grabs the gun and shoots the bear in the head 30 bagullion times. And the bear also takes its sweet ass time dying and says, I will die on my own time, bitch. Good night.
Oh, God.
So remember, it's night time.
Okay.
Gina is
Dunzo
with her tongue flopped on the ground. The bear skull is dead.
Okay.
Tessa is freaked. Nat is not eaten, but barely. And Dr. Jen is like, I'm going to go. And so my question is, do you go with Dr. Jen? And does Nat go with Dr. Jen?
I'm going to say she goes. Fuck. Like, I'm so torn.
I know. Like, kind of like Gina's head face.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Like, at this point, I don't know. I don't want to be here.
Well, you're here, bitch. What are you going to
do? So my options are
go with Dr. Jen.
And which is keep moving forward to
right now at night time or something else.
Okay. And she's peacing out no matter what?
Yeah. Like she's like, bye. Like right now. Like she picks up her bag and is like, bye.
I think it's best if we stay together right now.
Okay. So I'm sorry. So
she definitely goes.
Nat goes.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do?
I guess I go and or figure out a way to keep her with. I need to keep us together.
Keep us together.
That is my number one goal.
Okay. 1 point. Nat does not go with her.
Oh, okay.
Tessa does not go with her. But the idea of keeping people together, yes, I agree.
Yeah.
So Dr. Jen leaves, and what she says is, we're disintegrating in body and mind. I want to get to the lighthouse and end this. Mm-hmm. So that's her only desire. She doesn't, at this point, I don't think she really cares about bringing information back out. She just has to know what it is.
Right. Got you.
So it's the next day. It's daytime. Tessa is out in the people garden and Nat walks up to her and Tessa confirms that she was right about the DNA prism. And Nat says that she saw it in her blood cells, that there's like some sort of refractory mutation thing happening that her science-y brain identified. And Tessa points out that the only thing that survived of Ponytail was her pain as she was dying.
Oh, wow.
And Tessa looks down at her arm and vines are growing out of it.
Oh, no.
She gets up and begins to walk away. And she turns back to Nat and says, Dr. Jen wants to face it. You want to fight it. I don't think I want either of those. And she just turns and she starts walking into kind of the brush, the bushes. Mm-hmm. Natalie is like, what the fuck is this bitch doing? So she gets up and she like goes after her and she like doesn't see her. And she follows into where she went and comes out into a clearing where there's just a whole bunch of people plants. And it's like, wait a minute.
She wants to join them.
Are those plants that grow into the shape of people, or are they people that turned into plants? And is one of them Tessa?
Oh, shit.
Because as she was walking away, we saw that vines started to sprout out of like her back and everything. Like she was turning into a plant. So now we cut back to Dr. Hazmat in the questions. And he's like, how do you explain being the only survivor? And she's like, I had to come back. I'm not sure any of them did. So she's like,
right.
Can't really explain it, but she's like, I mean, I guess I didn't have a death wish. I don't know.
Right.
Now the screen is all black and we just see the words, The Lighthouse. Smash cut to Oscar and Nat just reading on the couch. And he looks up from his book and says, hi. And she looks up from her book and says, hi. Smash cut to her sobbing on the forest floor alone.
No.
It's a bummer. I was like, oh my God, I bet you wish you were sitting on the couch reading a book right now.
Right.
Like, that's such a fun... That, for some reason, that juxtaposition really hit me super fucking hard. Because, like, she's so alone. And I joke with Eric...
God.
But
I know how you feel now. So
but I not joke with Eric that like the best thing about him is that being with him feels like being alone. And the first time that I told him that, he was like, what the fuck? And I was like, no, what I mean is that I feel as myself and as sort of content. And I can be just 100% me with you as I do when I'm alone. And he was like, oh, nice save.
That sounds nice.
And a lot of times, like, we'll just be sitting on the couch, not talking to each other, watching TV. Like, we're alone, but we're not alone.
Yeah.
And so, like, for some reason that, like, just, I had nightmares about it. It, like, really upset me. So she puts all of her gear back on, composes herself, and she continues into the woods. We as the audience don't have a sense of direction as to where she's going, so I'm going to ask you, where do you head alone, and where does Natalie head alone?
Balls.
I head to the balls.
Yeah. I mean, I would try to head toward
I would turn into a bear skull monster.
Okay. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Okay.
Correct. That's the correct answer.
She's shut up.
No, I'm serious. I would just stand there going, fuck! Forever until I turned into a plant.
Okay.
Now I'm a houseplant.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just become a plant.
Yeah.
Okay. She's clearly makes it out and is the only one. But to me, fuck. And like it sounds like Dr. Jen's just like going to her doom.
Yeah.
Basically, but it also seems like I don't know.
Burns,
Okay.
I need you to get it the fuck together.
Okay.
Get us out of this forest.
I would take a little meditation break.
Okay.
Talk to my inner guides,
Okay.
my spirit guides, my inner self,
Love it.
because I clearly have two choices, one choice to make,
Yeah.
one decision to make.
Yep.
Two choices. Oh, geez, I'm getting panicked.
You're getting real panicked.
Can't talk. Okay.
You have gear. You were in the military.
Yeah, no. It's just, do I try to go back to whatever the fuck that even means?
Yeah, what does back
I don't know
even
how to
mean?
get anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. Fuck. I'm gonna go to the one thing. Okay. I'm gonna go back to my goal of trying to stay together
Okay.
and go find Dr. Jen. So I'm gonna go to the ocean, towards the ocean.
And what does Nat do?
Same. Together, hand in hand.
Yes. You are so far at this point. My
we're
plan
in.
of trying to go back. I mean,
It's too far.
You're
We're
so
in
much
too deep.
closer to the lighthouse now.
We're in
so
too deep.
You both go towards the lighthouse. I don't see that there is another option at this point.
Okay.
Especially being that you're alone. Like it's like you're gonna walk all the way back through dinosaur skull bear
Crocodile,
terror.
yeah.
No. So now we cut to her at the shoreline.
Okay.
She made
She
it.
made it.
She's walking towards the lighthouse.
Okay.
The lighthouse is surrounded by these weird, like, ice fractal crystal trees that are like growing up out of the sand. Oh, I just realized what they were. They look like glass. When lightning hits sand, it turns to glass. And the meteor radiation, all
right.
that kind of
Yeah,
shit probably made some fucking lightning trees. Some
Interesting.
lightning glass trees. She goes into the lighthouse. We see where the meteor hit, kind of came down like on a diagonal. And we see that there are these sort of veins or roots that are kind of growing all over the walls. But have you ever seen the scars of someone who's been struck by lightning?
No.
They look like fractals that kind of like spray out like this. And it's literally like a scar that's happening of the electricity going like that. That's what these look like. It looks like lightning scars all over the wall of the lighthouse. And we see that just outside the lighthouse to get to the front door, she's had to walk through these strategically placed bones, skulls, and rib cages just outside the lighthouse entrance. It's as if
Okay.
they've been placed in a design of some kind.
Interesting. Like human body,
Yeah.
scope,
Yeah.
bones.
Bones. So now we're inside and we see the fractal lightning coral moss veins growing all around and a giant fucking meteor hole. We also see the Pompeii-like remains of a human being sitting cross-legged. You know the volcano that erupted in Pompeii and everyone was just kind of like preserved in ash? It looks like that. Like he burned up so hot and so quickly that his
like
ashes
still
just
there.
stayed perfectly there.
Ah, creepy.
And there's like a black sort of hole behind him. Like he burned up so hot, but in a very sort of controlled sort of fire is what it looks like. Which I was like, oh, I don't even understand the signs of that. And we see like the gear of this person, like the bags and the gear of this person next to him. Then we see a camera on a tripod pointing at them, at the body and the gear that's sitting up against the wall. She watches the video and we just see flashes. And I'm just going to tell you the flashes that we see. Ocean, fractal trees, bones, Oscar, terrifying backlit alien, Oscar, sits down where the Pompeii body is. And now we're watching Oscar talk to the camera. He's sitting in the exact position of the Pompeii body, legs crossed, and he begins to talk. And he says, I thought I was a man. People called me Kane. That's his name. People called me Oscar. Now I'm not so sure. Was I them? Am I you? You ever seen a phosphorus grenade before? It's pretty bright. You're going to want to shield your eyes. If you get out, find Lena. Lena is Natalie.
Right.
The voice from behind the camera says, I will. Oscar, not Oscar,
Right.
pulls the pin out of the phosphorus grenade and says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. And it's this like super bright, like white hot light. But it's, again, it doesn't seem to be igniting the whole lighthouse. It's like just igniting
It's like
him.
Right spot. Yeah.
And I tried to look up phosphorus grenade really quick, and I couldn't really find like specifically what it is, but it is like a military weapon, and it appears that it just burns really hot in one place. Like it doesn't explode, but I would love to learn more about that. And the Nat is just like watching this on camera. She just watched Oscar blow himself up.
Fuck.
And we cut back to what she's seeing. The man is like on fire in blue, like it's blue fire, still in the same position as the ash. Then it kind of goes out, and the man from behind the camera walks into frame, turns around towards the camera. Who is it?
Oscar.
It's Oscar.
Ah!
Yeah. Bonus point. So we're like, what? We just watched
What
Oscar
the
blow
fuck
up.
is
Oscar is
going
also
on?
behind the camera. I am confused. What is happening? So Nat is, freaked.
Upset.
She's a little upset.
Yes.
So she's like, what in the ever-living fuck is happening?
Right.
So she walks over to the hole because she now hears Dr. Jen's echoey voice from inside.
Ooh.
Burns,
Yes.
do you go in that motherfucking hole?
What does this hole look like?
She can't tell. It looks like very deep and cavernous. It looks very caverny. But all you see is a fucking hole that a goddamn meteor made. And then you just watched your husband, not husband, blow up and then also not blow up.
Oh, fuck. Can I, before going in, investigate further? Like maybe
Sure.
shine some light, maybe say, hello, Dr. Jen, is that you?
Sure. you
Let's
can do that.
investigate further.
What does Nat
first.
do?
Does she go in?
Yeah. She goes the fuck
Just
in.
goes right the fuck in.
She goes right the fuck in. I'm with you. Like, I'm going to do a different ding. There we go. It was too quiet before. I'm with you. I'm like, let's not just go in. Let's investigate. Let's grab some light. Let's grab a fucking lantern. Like,
Especially,
let's
how do we know this
this
isn't just like a secret whale dinosaur with Dr. Jen's voice?
Exactly.
I don't know.
I would assume secret whale dinosaur for sure. So you got 2 points for that. Because, yeah, I mean, eventually you're alone. You're going to have to investigate. I get it. But I wouldn't just go in like half-cocked, I guess, is my thought. So she climbs in. It's this long tunnel into a huge open cavern. Okay. Dr. Jen is kneeling, talking kind of nonsense. We can't really hear what she's saying.
Okay.
Nat says, Dr. Jen? And she says, it's in me now.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what it wants, but it will break us down and fragment us until there is nothing left.
Oh.
Annihilation.
Oh.
Then, all of a sudden, lights and atoms and radiation start shooting out of Dr. Jen's mouth. And she's like head raised, and it's just this torrent of like radiation, light, whatever the fuck, spewing out of her mouth. And as it's spewing out of her mouth, her body just starts to disintegrate into particles and light and radiation. And like her skeleton is just like illuminated and glowing and burning, and it doesn't look comfortable at all. So until she disintegrates into tiny atoms of light that are just dividing and floating around Natalie. Okay. And it's just like these little balls of light that she's just watching, like these radiation little things just divide and divide and divide. And all of a sudden they start to form back together into another mass that is a giant oil slick looking black hole turning in and over on itself.
Okay.
Right the fuck in front of her.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like what we saw for a split second in the video. So you're looking at a black hole in front of your face.
Okay.
What do you do? And what does Nat do?
Oh, God.
Kim, I'm going to give you a clue. There's a radioactive black hole in front of your face. Like, closer to you than I am from you right now. What are you going to do, Burns?
I don't want to go in it.
Okay.
I don't want to go in it.
Okay. And
I
how
don't
about,
want to go in it.
And how about Nat?
Does she go in it?
Sort of. Yeah. So she doesn't quite go in it, but she definitely just stares into it for a long fucking time. And I'm like,
get away.
I don't even stare into the microwave for that long for fear of radiation. Like, this is insane. But she looks like kind of entranced. And as she's staring into it, a small drop of blood appears on her face as if it's been almost pulled out of her pores.
Ew. Ah.
And the blood drop is sucked into the
black hole. Oh, fuckity fuck balls.
It divides over and over again until it pulls all of it into itself and forms into a featureless humanoid figure. And it looks like, you know, those things that you would use to draw an art class where it's like a body that you could mold? It looks exactly like that.
Okay.
Except it looks like sort of like a dark onyx oil slick kind of thing.
And that's like standing in front of her
Standing
now?
the fuck in front of her, no face, which is so terrifying.
Right.
I'd rather see the scariest fucking face ever than no face. So it's standing in front of her. Nat freaks out and just starts shooting at it. All of the bullets ricochet.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah.
Don't you understand that everything refracts?
Yes, everything
multiplies.
refracts. So they start ricocheting off of the humanoid structure, but the ricocheted path of the bullets also become part of this humanoid structure. And then it sort of like pulls the bullet paths back into itself. And I'm like, well, now you just made a bullet monster. So I don't know what's happening. So she starts to slowly back away as it starts to slowly walk towards her.
No.
But so she runs out back through the tunnel and she's like, what the fuck? And as she crawls out of the hole, the figure's outside the hole waiting for her. And it is like mirroring all of her movements.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And she's like, what the fuck? So she walks behind the camera and it is mirroring her. She grabs the camera, whacks the figure, but the figure mirrors her movement and fucking whacks her. Now, it's a fucking humanoid bullet monster, black hole radioactive thing. So I'm thinking that whack is going to be a little stronger than you being like, with a camera. So whacks her back down. And then as she falls knocked out, it lays next to her on the ground, mirroring the position that she's in.
Uh-huh.
She then wakes up, she gets up, and the first thing she sees is this faceless face just staring at her like, morning, sweetie.
Roommates.
Yeah, roomies. And she's just like, ah! So she gets up and she runs for the door. What does it do?
It runs for the door.
Runs for the door as well. She goes to open the door, but the figure just slams up against her and slams her between the door and itself. Oh, God. And it's just like crushing her. And she's just like, ugh. And it's like crushing her because it's like, it's weird because it's like she's pushed as hard as she can up against the door.
Which is making it do the same.
But it's the thing pushing her as hard as it can up at the door.
Oh, God damn it. It's one of those fucking... makes your brain hurt.
Catch-22s, yeah. So finally, it finally lets her go. And they both stumble back and they fall in perfect unison down to the ground again. And it's mirroring her the whole time. She wakes up again. She's like, motherfucker, knocked me out twice in a row. So she gets up and they walk slowly staring at each other. So she's like walking, facing it, sort of crab walking sideways. I mean, she's standing. She's not literally crab walking. She's
I was
walking
like, that's
sideways.
an interesting choice.
Yeah. She
Just
decided
really
to crab
want to
walk.
test that it's going to do exactly what I do.
Yeah. She like picks her nose to make it pick its nose. So
Except it has no nose.
it grows a nose just to pick it.
Oh.
What are we talking about? I started this. I'll see myself out. So she walks over to the bag of gear. What does she do? What is in that bag of gear? And what do? You don't even have to go over to the bag of gear if you don't want to. Natalie goes over to the bag of gear. What does she do? You can do whatever the fuck you want with this motherfucker.
Am I supposed to know what's in the bag of gear?
Well, we have seen somebody in that room pull something out of a bag of gear.
Yeah, but I don't fucking remember that. Okay. She grabs a grenade. Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yep. Phosphorus grenade. What do you do?
Good damn it.
This is where you just stand in the center and yell fuck forever.
All over again.
Until you turn into a lighthouse.
Okay. I mean, I guess the fucking same. I don't know what else is even that. I don't fucking know.
All right. So she does something that was pretty smart. She takes the grenade, the phosphorus grenade, out of the bag, and she places it into the oil slick monster's hand.
Right.
And he, puts his hand over hers, mirroring everything. And as they're sort of touching hands, the creature starts to morph into Natalie.
Right.
And looks exactly like her. And it was really creepy, like watching it morph, like seeing like noses grow. It was really creepy. And she's holding hands with it. So she's now holding hands with herself.
Right.
She pulls the pin.
Right.
And we know that it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So she pulls the pin, lets go, and bolts out the door. And we can tell that like the entity is like confused now. And so before he can kind of realize what's happening, it blows up. And she makes it to the door. And the figure's standing there confused and sort of lighting up. Like it's clearly not made of human stuff because it's like its hands are now like on permanent fire, but it almost is like burning the way those sparklers at 4th of July burn, where it's like, how is it still burning? Like, it's not like going out kind of thing.
Right.
And it's totally freaked out, and it kind of like falls and like touches the wall of the lighthouse, and all of the veins of the lighthouse light on fire.
Oh, shit.
And then we see that it's spreading everywhere.
Oh, shit.
And Nat is outside, and we see all the fractal trees just start to light up and fall to the ground. The radioactive oil slick alien crawls back into the hole. The cave lights up. Everything is burning away. And now we see that the shimmer begins to burn away. Cut back to Dr. Hazmat. And he says, what was it? Can you describe it? She's like, no. He's like, was it carbon based? She's like, I don't know. What did it want? I don't think it wanted anything. And he says, it attacked you. And she said, no, it mirrored me.
Right.
I attacked it.
Right.
I'm not even sure it knew I was there. And he says, it was destroying our planet. And she says, it was changing our planet. It was making something new. Nat then takes a drink of water, like Oscar did, and we're waiting for blood to appear. It doesn't. But she's just staring at the water. Then she turns to Dr. Hazmat and says, now tell me about my husband. And he says, well, the lighthouse is nothing but ash now, so whatever you saw, there's no trace of it now. The shimmer went away, and as soon as that happened, his blood pressure stabilized, his heart rate increased. He awoke, and not only did he wake up, he was lucid.
Oh my God.
So now we cut to Nat going into the isolation room because she's like, I'm just as fucking radioactive or whatever the fuck as he is. So she's like, I'm just going to go into the fucking room. They stare at each other. And Nat says, You aren't Oscar, are you?
No.
And he says, I don't think so. Are you Lena? She says, nothing. He stands and they hug. Camera closes in on Oscar's eyes. The irises appear to look like an oil slick.
Oh, shit.
Camera closes in on Nat's eyes. The irises appear to look like an oil slick.
Shit.
The end.
Oh, shit.
That was it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was really good.
Sounds good.
It was awesome. It was such an interesting like look into like grief and guilt, along with it also being
interesting.
A really cool horror sci-fi alien movie and really creative.
Fun.
Yeah, it was great. All right, let me total up your points. Kim Burns.
Yes.
This is the best score that we've ever gotten.
Oh my God.
On Kim and Ket Stay Alive.
Oh my God.
To date.
Oh my gosh.
You got out of 28 points.
Yes.
21.
Woo!
That's real good, Burnsy. I'm so
I fucking
impressed.
annihilated that.
You annihilated this bitch.
Annihilation.
So yeah, it was great. I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait to show you some of the pictures.
Yeah, I definitely want to see
things
some stuff.
of the fucking bear skull monster dinosaur. Was so fucking upsetting. It was
God.
so terrifying, and the oil slick alien was also not my favorite.
It definitely sounds very visual. I would like to see some pictures.
It was super visual. And then I want you to see the albino baby deer with the cherry blossom antlers.
Of course.
It was so cute. Yeah, so do we have anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, well then don't forget about our review contest.
Yeah.
Write a review. Speaking of mugs, there's also merch on our website now.
Man.
Yeah.
Other than that, please just share and subscribe, review. Yeah, all those things. We love you. Thank you guys so much.
We love you so much. So this has been Kim and Ket Stay Alive. Maybe.
So until next week,
stay alive. Put a ghost in me.
I'm done.